Hi friends, thanks for joining me. Today we are going to work on one of the signatures in a new journal that I'm creating. This is a design team project that I am doing for Studio28E. It is a digital kit that I have downloaded, and the designer of the digital kit is Sherry Schmier. I was in the mood to create a journal that was smaller than what I normally do, and actually I've really wanted to do that for a while, and so I thought that would be fun to try that out with this particular journal. So I printed it out at 75%. The name of this DigiKit is For the Love of Horses, and I will make sure that I put a link to Studio28E's Facebook page and also the Etsy shop where you could purchase this kit if you would like to. What we're going to work on today is one of the middle signatures. I think this is the third signature in the book. So you can see that I've printed out the pages that I've chosen to put in the third signature, and also I have picked some other pages that I'm working in. They are some vintage papers that I have, and I'm kind of going through some of the matching die cuts and things, and just kind of figuring out what I want to go where and decorate it up. Since this book is smaller than what I'm used to working with, I want to be really conscious about leaving lots of space for journaling. What you see here is the first page of the third signature, and I'm going to leave this page mostly blank. I have put a die cut of a horse, and I just bought my first stamp pad, and I found these like foam rollers on clearance, so I picked them up, and I'm not putting them on a rolly thing. I'm just going to hold them in my hand, but I'm using them with the stamp pad, and I actually chose a light pink color because, you know, it's my first time using this stamp stuff, and I didn't want to get a color that I was afraid might be too dark, because I know once you put it on you can't undo it. So I chose a very light pink. It's kind of an earthy pink, and I'm going to be trying that out. So I've moved it up close to the camera so hopefully you can see it. You can see how light it is, but it does add some color to the page, which I think looks nice. I have an old encyclopedia that I use. I pull papers out and I use them inside some of my journals, and I was fortunate enough to still have a page that covers, you know, definitions about horses, horseback riding, different types of horseback riding, that sort of thing. So I pulled all of those out and I'm inserting them into this journal. So what you see me doing here is I'm adding a piece of washi tape. The way I folded this paper, I made a pocket. So I'm adding the washi tape to the side to close the pocket. I hope that makes sense. But when I put the tucks in, it'll totally make sense and you'll see what I did. It's kind of hard to see on camera right now. I wanted to tell you that I finally bought my first punch, and I thought, you know, when I was looking at them, you know, I love flowers, so let me get a flower punch. I figured that I could do a lot with that. So I now have a little container full of flowers that I punched out of some vintage envelopes, and then I painted them with watercolors, and I used pink and purple and blue and orange, and they turned out great. So you'll notice that I will use lots of these cute little flowers in this journal, and I am trying to coordinate the flower color to the colors that are on the page. Moving on to the next page, I'm going to create a little corner pocket to hold some tucks. I have chosen a beautiful die cut from the kit to use in this tuck pocket, and I'm going to use my tool that I got for $3.99 at Harbor Freight. I always mention that in my videos because it's such a good deal on that. Anyway, so I'm going to put a eyelet grommet into this small piece, and then I will thread that with some string. Now I'm using washi tape again, and I'm using it to secure the pocket on the other side of this page from the encyclopedia that I'm using. You can see that the page that is next is pretty bright white, so I'm going to use my new stamp with my little roller, and I'm just going to soften the corners and the edges just like I did the other one before. Once again, I feel like I'm going to keep this page pretty clean. I will put an embellishment up at the top and leave plenty of space for journaling. I also have a dictionary that I pull pages out of, and so I found a page that had the definition for hoof on it, and it shows a picture of a horse's hoof. And so I thought I would use that to create a pocket on this particular page. I'm using a piece of vintage paper for this next page, and I'm going to adhere this pocket with a coordinating tuck. I feel like this page needs a little something extra, so I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of my little flowers. So I stamped a tea, it was like the packaging that goes over a tea bag. Well, I put it through my little punch, and so I got a silver flower that way, and that's kind of cute and sparkly. This piece of paper is a vintage bank statement, and I like it because it has lines on it. So a person can definitely use this to journal on. But besides those lines, it's kind of a bland piece of paper. So I want to leave space for journaling, but I also want to add some embellishment to it. So to give it a little extra color, I am going to layer some papers here. So I have some paper with like a rope look on it, and then I'm adding some die cut from the kit, obviously, and so I'm just layering that on top. And I think now I feel happy with this page. Now I am going to create another pocket, and I will be using a vintage dictionary page in order to do that. Now here on this spread, you can see the H on the upper left corner. This is also a dictionary page, and it's got all about horses on it. So I wanted to use the whole thing, and so that's what I'm doing. And the way I folded it horizontally all the way across and made a very shallow pocket. It's kind of neat because now I can use that page, but it's the same height as all the other pages in this book, and while making it the same height, I was able to create a pocket. So I think that turned out pretty cool. Here I'm deciding how I want to decorate the back side of this dictionary page, and I have settled on using one of my mini black doilies. While I'm working on that, I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you for being here. If you're new, welcome. If you are a returning friend, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. I love making these videos. I love making these creations. I enjoy sharing it with you guys. Please, if you ever have any questions about how I do something, or even why I decided to do something a certain way, please just put that in the comments section. I am so happy to interact with all of you. I hope you're enjoying this video, and if you are, smash that like button. Also, please consider subscribing to my page. You can hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Also, if you'd like, you can find me on Instagram. I have the link in my description box below. So I want to give you an update on Florida. We are opening up. We've been opening up for a few weeks now. I wanted to share with you all that it is going very, very well, and I can't tell you how comforting that is to me. So my family came to visit me from Georgia, which was so nice to see them, and me and my sister went to the beach a couple of times, which was lovely, and we made a trip down to Bradenton for my nephew, and it was nice down there as well. So things seem to be getting back to normal safely. We haven't had any spikes or any issues, so I'm really happy to share that with you guys. I'm so glad that you stopped by today. Thanks for watching. See you soon.